Lance Flair signing in to my subscribers. What up? And if you're new around these parts, just stopping by to see how I do things around here. What up? What up? Let me go ahead and give a shout out to my dentist. I just got my teeth cleaned today, and my teeth feeling real clean. But while I'm at it, let me go ahead and tell you about it. I just watched that Untold Johnny Football Netflix original, and it was very informative. So watching this, they started talking about as he played in high school, and he went to a high school that was big on discipline. So after high school, he went to A&M, and he done turned A&M up in a good way. Like, man, let me go on and throw them money signs up right now. So he went to Texas A&M, and he seemed like a frat guy, just being able to ball out and play football on a crazy level. As you know, he liked to party and have a good time. So, man, his freshman year, this dude that turned it up so much, he won the Heisman. He beat Manziel, and I forgot the other guy out for the Heisman. So they went to Alabama, they beat Alabama, and hearing him speak about some of his influences, he said Brett Favre and Vince Young, and you could tell by like the way he played, he got like one of those backyard football styles where it's just like, man, he know how to make defenders miss. He got good speed to pull away from defenders, and he could throw the ball very good, like, and he could get there. So, like, watching them go down there and beat Alabama just to see the feeling with that, I know that was crazy. They didn't even have high expectations to beat them, and they went down to Alabama to beat them. So that's what made it even more exciting. But one of the things that was interesting about this story is with Johnny Manziel, he had a good friend by the name of Nate. And Nate grew up with him. I think they went to like middle school together, and they did a lot of good things together. Well, I know they started having so much fun. So how about they met some guy down in like somewhere, and he was like, yeah, he had him selling memorabilia. He was like, yo, after you sign this stuff, go ahead and show me a picture. And he gave him the code to the safe, and it was like $30,000 in the safe, and they was doing that so many times a month. And the crazy thing about that, Johnny Manziel was like, man, I had over $100,000 under my bed. Let me go on and throw the money signs up one more time. So at this time, man, he was looking like a celebrity already. And he just was in college his first year. Like, he was at a lot of the big award shows. I think he was even on Jay Leno. Where else? He was throwing the opening pitches at a lot of baseball games. And the friend Nate was like, man, we went to some concert, or we was at some club, and Rick Ross was passing us bottles, and we was even hanging out with Wale. So could you imagine that? Man, you just was in high school last year, and the following year you hanging out with all these celebrities from LeBron James and all these people, and y'all just turning up Texas A&M. And one of the things that stuck out to me was the NCAA tried to crack down on Johnny Manziel, trying to figure out like how he got all this money. And Nate came up with something like, he very creative. He was like, Johnny Manziel family come from oil money, so that kept him off of him for a while. And some kind of way, Manziel, he did something. He laundered some money with his grandfather. Some kind of way, he gave his grandfather the cash, and his grandfather wrote him a check for that money. So that was the way he was able to use the money. Put it in his account. So with that, I was like, man, them young guys was thinking on a crazy level. And the crazy thing to me too was, you know, as he was working out for the NFL Combine, the agent told him, yeah, you know they go check for drugs and all that type of stuff. So he started drinking like a lot of water, and he was like, I know how to pass this. I used to pass this a lot in college. So, man, the wide receivers he was supposed to be throwing to, they was hung over, so they couldn't run the routes. How about his agent and his lawyer had to run the routes? You know, they had to get out there, run the hitches and all that. And I just was laughing because the lawyer and the agent really made their money too. For your first pick with, you know, they got the agent and all them running the routes. I know that was crazy. Like, that's something to remember. But you can't take that away from his talent. I think he was like the first freshman to win the Heisman. That just was a dope accomplishment in itself. That made me want to throw them money signs up for him again. But while you at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As he went to the NFL, the party life, he still kept having fun with the party life, and some kind of way he was drinking and having a good time still. So he entered rehab, but football just wasn't going the way that it was going for him in college because he wasn't putting the time in. One of the coaches was like, with the iPad that was out for Johnny Manziel, he wasn't even doing no research on it, or he wasn't even using it to do film study. Because some kind of way they could look at the stuff and see how many hours you put in. And the coach was like, man, he did 0 hours of studying on the iPad. And that just made me shake my head because he got so much talent, and just to see all that stuff start falling apart, you could see like he wasn't having fun with the game the way he used to. Like he started getting sacked, and you would see people who he playing against, when they hit him, they throwing up the money signs and all that, and I could tell that took a toll on him. Even the media started getting on him. Like the media, one of the media personalities was like, he a loser, and I just was like, dang. Man, that's crazy. A lot of people started detaching themselves from him. Some kind of way, his agent stopped representing him. His father even pulled away from him. So that just was like crazy in itself right there. So as he was going through that, how about one of the Saturdays, he done went all the way out to Vegas. And, he went out there to have a good time. And some kind of way, he wasn't keeping up with the time, and he missed the flight. So when he missed the flight, he couldn't even get back to be out there to go get to the game on Sunday. So shortly after that, he was booted off the team and he was cut. And after that, he started battling some depression, and he went back home. He showed up at his father's front door, and his dad, he nurtured him in, and, he gave his son the love that he needed. And his dad was even like, the best still ahead for my son, Johnny Manziel. Let me know below in the comments, what's your thoughts on Johnny Manziel? What's your thoughts on this Netflix original movie? Did you enjoy it? And until next time, peace.